Okay, welcome to the next in my series of 6 mushroom heroes. And this one is called the lion's mane mushroom. Its real name is, or its scientific name, I should say, is Hericium erinaceus. But you can see why it's called the lion's mane mushroom. It looks like a shaggy lion's mane. You can buy this commercially. It's very much a culinary mushroom too. You usually get it in smaller chunks like this, not great big pieces hanging off a tree. And of course, this is much more palatable. Now, you can actually eat it raw. That will interfere with my talking for the next few minutes, for which I don't really apologize. It's actually, I wouldn't say it's delicious, but it's quite tasty. But you can slice it and fry it and put it in foods. Fried in a bit of butter, it goes a little bit brown. Very nice too. So as I said, it's another hero that's partially a culinary mushroom and partly has powerful medicinal properties. Now, this is one of my superheroes because it can produce brain-derived nerve growth factor, which will enable you to grow new brain cells. Well, that's not bad in itself, but trust me, if you or somebody in your family is suffering from dementia, early dementia, particularly Alzheimer's, any of those conditions, this mushroom can do a lot to restore function. I know of people who were really quite seriously ill with dementia and had lost touch with their friends and family, who were then introduced to this, not necessarily by me, but I make it known to everybody I come across, that this is a hero mushroom. If you want to look after your brain and nervous system, any signs, early signs of dementia, take this mushroom. Eat it raw if you can stomach it like that. If not, it doesn't matter. You don't want to cook it very heavily, of course, but the best parts of it are preserved most if you eat it raw. And as I said, it's a brain-derived nerve growth factor. Good for people with dementia then, but it's also good for the rest of us. You know, it brings about sharpness of mind, energetic clarity of thinking, and all sorts of peripheral benefits like improved behavior, the reduced symptoms of depression, and better sleep, and any funny conditions like binge eating disorders. It will improve that. So it's really good. And in its own right, it has anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. But apart from the brain, the other very powerful way in which it's influential and valuable is in looking after your microbiome. I'm sure you know that the microbiome is absolutely crucial now for our health. I was writing about this back in the 1980s, the condition we used to call dysbiosis. We didn't have anywhere near the understanding. I'm just talking about clinical knowledge. That I know if people ate the wrong things and they screwed up their intestines, their lives went wrong. Often it was diseases like arthritis or rashes, but also cloudy thinking and troublesome fatigue and things like that. We now understand that all of that came about through the colony of microorganisms in our intestines that we call the microbiome. And it's very important that you stay on friendly terms with your microbiome. Look after it. You know, probiotics and prebiotics, which means they giving a good substrate to keep these things healthy. In other words, having good things in your intestines so that the good bacteria, viruses, fungi, and other things in your gut can flourish, and that will enable them to squeeze out the not so very good ones. So, Hericium erinaceus, or lion's mane mushroom, is a real mushroom hero to me. So if you're interested in benefiting from the health properties of these 6 mushroom heroes that I've shared with you, then you might be interested in my mushroom extract here. This is all 6 that I've talked about: chaga, maitake, reishi, hericium, lion's mane, shiitake, turkey tail. These are 6 of the heroes in a very easy to take form like this. Instead of having to munch your way through spoons full of mushrooms, you just take a few drops of this each day. It's in concentrated form, so it's super concentrated goodness, easy to take, and you can put it in coffee and in soups, juices, smoothies. You can actually just drop it in water and drink it. It's very delicious. You know, it's not nasty and bitter. It's got two kinds of natural sweeteners in here, notably monk fruit, which is a low, zero carb sweetener that's very tasty in its own right. So it's a delicious product as well as being a massively health giving one. Good for you. Thank you.